I know both of you travel and tattoo, which is fucking cool, and I would love to do that a little bit more. In the States, through Canada. Have you guys traveled in the States too?
In the States, I have. I've actually been to Hawaii, tattooed in Hawaii. That was sick.
At a shop or a convention?
At a shop, yeah. Yeah, I worked at a street shop there for like a week. And it was sick. I tattooed the word aloha like 50 times. Oh. So it's interesting. Hawaii is full, because it's like an army base. I tattooed so many army wives that lived on what they called the mainland, which is just the States. And they would come visit their husbands with like their kids, and they'd get tattooed. Huh. Yeah. And it was, so I didn't do my work. It was the coolest experience. I got to meet so many people, and but the same fucking aloha tattoo like 60 times.
So like come to Hawaii and get an aloha tattoo kind of thing?
Hell yeah. That's
cool.
Yeah, I was into it. I was on vacation and just busting out alohas and then fucking
make that shmoney.
Yeah, make that shmoney.
It ain't about the art, it's about the shmoney and the traveling to somewhere beautiful.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
So that's the farthest you've traveled out, like to...
I was supposed to also tattoo in Italy. I was supposed to do a guest spot there, but I couldn't get a client. I think with maybe Europe, it's a little different. I just showed up as sort of this nobody Canadian, and I think in Rome, nobody really wants to take time out of their vacation, like their 3-4 day vacation, to like get tattooed by someone who's maybe not Italian. I don't know.
Fair.
So I couldn't snag a client, but I was supposed to.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, I'm sure later on when you like build more too, it's easier when you have a bigger following, right?
For sure.
And then you as well, you've traveled outside of Canada?
I've traveled to mostly LA, New York, and Spain. And that's about it.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a
I
lot.
haven't
way more than I
any of those. Just these fucking places. And do you like ship stuff out and travel or kind of thing? You just...
No, I bring everything with me. I've never had a problem with it. In 2022, last year, I went to LA 4 times in 1 year, and no one ever questioned me.
That'd be so fucking cool, dude. I want to go to fucking LA and travel.
It's
or
the
Hawaii.
best place to be.
LA?
Yeah, for sure.
So
you
cool.
like really like different people. The industry is like completely different from here. Like everyone's actually nice. Like they say Canadians are nice, but
it's because of all the fucking sunshine.
people are actually
We're fucking miserable.
Yeah.
Speaking of, since you've got all these places to fucking go ahead and work out that are amazing, why the fuck are you still
Why
here?
the fuck are we here?
Yeah, we actually ask ourselves that question.
I ask myself that question every day.
Yeah, in the car, like, why?
Seriously. I guess.
What's the
home
answer?
is-
Yeah,
Okay.
it's honestly, it's nice having a home base. I'm
got family
finding,
here?
but yeah, once you have a home base, it makes it actually easier.
You have your
to
pet
go.
here.
Yeah, I have my pet
Bring
here.
that bitch. Don't you think your pet deserves some sunshine? And a better economy?
Better economy.
It's
Friendlier
true.
people. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, right? Okay, so, but you're traveling right now.
I am, yeah.
You're still fucking going.
I'm still going.
You don't have a home base.
Not really. There's like a longer version of the story. There's a kind of a reason why I'm doing the travel thing. I just sort of had like a nervous breakdown like 6 months ago.
It's Canada.
Yeah, I was privileged enough to help open a shop with a bunch of friends that are wildly talented tattoo artists. But one of the people we also opened it with was a partner at the time that, fast forward a few months later, we ended things. And so I had to get out and kind of, in a very cliched way, find myself, find my style, blah, blah, blah. Best decision I ever made, though. So that was about 6 or 7 months ago. And so I've just been going around Canada and meeting, people who've truly changed my life, for sure. Oh, awesome. Couldn't not recommend
Is there
it more.
any place in Canada? Did you travel Canada at all?
No.
Mainly just elsewhere. Yeah. Have
I'm
you
trying to
traveled
get out of
anywhere
here.
in Canada? Are you trying to leave?
No, I love Canada.
No, like Toronto though. Like Toronto to YSF.
No, I think Toronto's always home.
Toronto's home.
Yeah.
You moved fresh off the boat, right?
I mean, we're not really in the city, like in Richmond Hill, so it's not really Toronto, but
Depends on who you talk to. To me, I'm like, I don't know, you know where Pontypool is?
No, you don't need to know.
We have a gas station. But anyway.
still kind of Toronto, right?
Pontypool?
No, I mean like around Toronto is
Yeah.
Like I mean, like
GTA.
Richmond Hill
Richmond
is
Hill.
still kind of Toronto. Like it's the GTA.
It's the traffic and the people
Yeah.
and the overpopulation.
Yeah. The same assholes. It's all the same.
You're from Toronto.
Yeah, I was raised kind of in the burbs. But yes, I did live in the city for a really long time, for maybe like a decade. So I am one of the assholes. But yeah.
No, yeah. I'm an asshole.
Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Well, I think it's really cool that you guys are traveling, and I was gonna do more of that this year. I'm gonna start guest spotting. I've done like Canadian some of the shows, and you did.
We did Vancouver.
Vancouver was
The
good.
convention?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was good. Yeah, that's what I heard.
They're crazy.
It wasn't really cool when they shut the lights off on me at midnight.
Oh, yeah,
they're
they're
tear
strict.
down.
Oh,
that
no.
was cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I think I had a
shitty.
headlamp.
So what if you weren't done?
Doesn't
Go
matter.
fuck
They didn't
yourself.
care. Go
How
fuck
about
yourself. Leave.
It's
Wrap
usually
up.
That's
not
messed up.
like that.
To
No,
even
it's not.
tear down, dude. Like I have like needles and stuff out. I can't
that's
see what
not
I'm doing.
safe.
They gave us a bottle of Cavicide like this big for between the 4 of us for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
They gave us half a drape sheet. Not even a full drape sheet.
Small.
Yeah.
drink,
That's
whatever.
strange. I haven't
It was
done it, but
You've done conventions though.
I
mean,
have done
conventions
conventions, but
are
I've never
fucked.
tattooed. Vancouver's like the one major city I haven't done in Canada yet. But
I
it's here.
found it wasn't hard to like book clients, but like just the way it was run, I was like, this is. And like I've only done Toronto, and people I've heard them shit on
Toronto?
Toronto. Thank you. I've heard people shit on Toronto all the time, and then I go to Vancouver, and I'm like, no, this is not it, man. Like, take me back to Nick's. Like I'll do that. Again,
Oh, and
anytime.
Nick's is like overwhelming as fuck. They're
Mix is
overwhelming.
crazy.
That was the
I
first one I did.
feel like 3-4 years ago was the last time I ever went to a convention, and I
Oh, you
decided to
Quit that shit.
never do it again.
Really?
Conventions.
Yeah,
They're
it's
so
dirty.
It's dirty. It's kind of fucking dirty.
Yeah.
It is kind of nasty.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
messy and dirty. I love it though.
You could.
If I
You
could
freaky little fuck. You freaky little fuck.
get me the fuck in there. I love conventions.
Get me
I
the
love
fuck
dirtier
in
the
there.
better.
Crazy.
right in there. Yeah, since starting this year, it's like all I want to do, and now I'm just I love conventions. But I'm also like a baby tattooer. Maybe in my 40s, I'll
5
be like,
years?
oh, I'm tired. Yeah, I'm 5
In
years.
my 40s? That's a long time to tattoo.
tat-
10 years.
To
strong?
tattoo. I hope
Oh.
to keep tattooing. I mean, like by the time I'm in my
Oh,
40s, I might not want to do conventions anymore. But
Oh,
right
for
now,
sure you
I'm
won't.
like at the beginning, and I'm
I
all
feel that.
excited.
I've only
Oh,
done
right.
2, right? So I get that.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
I want
yeah.
to do more, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
not ones where they put the lights off on me.
Are you pro convention, anti convention? You don't like them?
I'm pretty like middle ground with it because like I like the idea. I like going to traveling, but it really is a lot and it's very draining. I usually end up like most people I talk to, they go and they're like, "Fuck yeah, this is gonna be sick," and at the end of it, you're like broken. Right? Because you're
Yeah.
like super overstimulated and tired. The hours are crazy. It's very stressful. Like to deal with clients. It's just like
the moving the stuff.
Yeah.
And
not
for the
your
amount
mouth
that you
set
take
up.
the
away,
worst
like
part.
pay wise, it's not really fucking worth that.
It's not worth it at all. It's good for like meeting people, like
Yeah.
being around people in the industry.
Yeah.
if you get the opportunity. Like sometimes I'll tattoo all fucking day.
Yeah, you
and
don't
then
even
I'm
get
like,
to
don't
see
get to
anyone.
meet.
yeah, I gotta get this fucking done, and then it's like 11 p.m. and I don't get to interact with artists, and that's really why I want to go. And I find the only like real thing that I really take away is seeing the other artists and getting to interact. Hopefully, meet some new booth buddies that you really get to actually truly spend some time with, and then get that when you leave and you're like, I suck, and that's a good, and I think that's good, you know, or like look at that fucking zesty piece, and then I leave with some more spiciness. You know what I mean? What's your favorite part about going to these dumpy shows?
Getting fucked up. It's the only thing you can do.
Yeah,
Might as well.
Yeah, you might as
No
well,
one's
yeah.
gonna know how fucked up you are. It's loud. It's busy.
It's fair. It helps the
Draining.
overstimulation.
You're already exhausted and kind of delirious.
Not
so
when
it's
you're
like you might as well
fucked
add
up.
to it.
All the beer,
yeah. To keep going, yeah, it helps.
probably like
just
10
like it.
beers a day.
I can't. I've never been to a convention sober. I've been sober for
You
a little
can't
bit
do it
now.
sober.
I don't
It's
think I can do it.
hard.
So I guess I can't do them.
I guess
I
so.
to keep drinking.
More.
Yeah. Or you know what? That'll be my exception. I only drink at conventions, and I get.
Watch you go to like 10 conventions next year.
What?
You're gonna do like 10 conventions next year.
Yeah.
Just to
Yeah, just to drink.
Signs up for
every single convention.
I only drink at conventions. How many times this year? 30.
Yeah, I guess it's good to notice these things before they even happen. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't really care. Like, there's always weird stuff going on. What the fuck? What the fuck is your deal?
Nothing. It's just funny.
But there's always
good
weird shit.
experiences. Sorry to cut you
No,
off.
please.
Because
What
I've
are you
only
saying?
I've
You've
only
had
had
good
good
experiences?
experiences.
Like what?
I just kind of like I get to reconnect with friends. I get to make new friends. I don't know. That shit's hard to do in your 30s.
It is hard to do.
And you get to with like your booth buddies, and you get to learn from each other. Like that's why I get in there. But I'm may be different in that way, where like I've recently gotten out of my shell since traveling. So because I used to be more hermit and like I don't want to talk to anybody, but since I got the ball rolling, like I like getting in there. And
So you normally hermit, but now you're like on this roll where you're like, I love fucking meeting everyone.
Yeah. And I haven't had a bad experience yet. Like, knock on wood. Like, every hero I've met, I'm
It's
like,
been a
shit,
good
you're
experience?
actually really nice.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah,
Usually
yeah,
you're never supposed to meet them. Who are some fucking heroes that you've met or like influential artists that you've met that you're like, ooh, this is.
This year at the Calgary convention, I got to meet Rebecca Blair. Do you know who Rebecca Blair is? Yeah. She's also like in the Art Nouveau kind of neo-trad world. I think she works out of Saskatchewan. So lovely.
Oh, fangirl right
So,
now. You're like,
it was tough because she was busy talking to somebody, and her like friend was like, "Hey, can I help you?" And I'm like, "You're not who I want to speak to." And he had to be like, "Oh, Rebecca, you have a fan here," and she's like, "Oh, so nice to meet you."
and you're like, no, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Yeah.
So same style, just really good artist, good following. So
I wish I was as good as her. Yeah, she's amazing, and she's definitely an inspiration for sure in like that world I want to get into. So that was a huge one. There's a few other ones.
that's fucking. Have you ever gotten to meet like somebody that you've looked up to?
Oh yeah.
Was it good?
When I was like 3 years into tattooing, and I got invited to Goldie's studio
Oh, really?
to do a guest spot in New York.
Cool.
And she's my favorite tattoo artist. She has been, and like I just want to be her. So when I met her for the first time, instead of saying hi, I said, "I want to be you." And she was like, "Oh, this
Okay.
feels so weird." Okay, moving on. But yeah, it was amazing. And I remember like one full day at her studio, I didn't work, and I just stood there and watched her work. And she was really annoyed. She's like, "Are you gonna do this all day?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I have to do this."
I just have to be near you.
Yeah, like obsessed to this day. I'm obsessed.
You
with
smell
her.
really good.
She does really good work.
She's
She
amazing.
does really good work.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. You don't know who it is.
She's a printer.
she's a printer.
She does, yeah.
You're also a printer, I would say.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Tits.
I would stand there and watch her work all day too.
Oh man, and I was shit. Like I don't know why they gave me that opportunity.
Oh, don't say that.
And no,
You're
like
good.
seriously,
I'll
I
punch
was
you in the face
like
right
when
now,
I
you
was
know you're
done
good.
with a piece, she would like want to see it. I'm like, no.
Oh, no.
Like,
I'd be like, no,
go
no.
away.
Yeah.
Don't look at it.
I just Vaseline
beautiful.
right over it.
Yeah.
Like make a little mess. Don't
like come back and see my work in like 10 years maybe.
This is fucking cool. I've never seen that.
Yeah, she's the best. She's actually super nice too.
That's the best when
Yeah.
you meet a fucking idol and then they're cool.
Yeah, and they're cool. Yeah.
That's fucking dope. Okay. So, because you guys were just talking about how you were looking up to somebody and it was of the niche that you're in, how did you find your niche? How long did it take you to get to where you are with the niche? Also, do you think you're going to go other places or are you like, no, this feels right with your guys' niches?
So I feel like you never really know what you want to do, and like it constantly changes. Sometimes there is times where you're like, okay, I really like this. I think I want to like continue doing this. I do like good work, but then you get tired of it if you do too much of that. Like I had that issue with portraits. I did portraits for a while and like a lot of them, and now I'm like, I want to do more like organic stuff, like more floral work, but still within the same style, like
Of
realism.
realism, yeah.
Just because I don't know anything else. Ever since I was a kid, I've only done realism. I've
Technical
only
work,
painted and like it was always realism. Yeah, so like it's like this is the only thing I know,
Yeah.
really. So, but then like the stuff that you tattoo changes, or like it just keeps changing
Progressing
as
kinda?
yeah. then maybe I'll go back
Evolving.
to doing more portraits later. It's just like you never know. But yeah, it's like I think realism is the only thing I can do,
That you
at
were
least
like,
for now.
Yeah. You're not interested in doing anything else.
I love other styles and I love them on my body.
Yep.
But it's just like I don't know how to do color properly, or like I don't know how to like make a thick line because
Make it thick one.
I don't want to see blood.
It's true, yeah.
I'm scared of blood. Yeah. It's true.
You don't like blood?
I like.
Do you ever just like look at your paper towel sometimes? You're like, oh, fuck. There's, like, blood on it?
That's the thing with like our style. They don't really bleed
not
too
much.
much, right?
Like little, like smaller-ish portraits.
Yeah.
You have to be so gentle, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
you're working over the same spot over and over. You
With a
can't
tiny
really-
needle too. That could
Tiny.
be really.
Exactly.
It's like little
dramatic.
butterfly kisses. Just kiss.
That's fair. I guess that's true with bigger realism. You do a little bit more saturation. With yours, it's saturated as fuck.
Oh,
I-
shit
Your
hurts.
shit.
Honestly, I say all the time that my style kind of like conflicts with my values. Like I'm a kind, compassionate person,
seem that way.
and I torture.
Oh,
I definitely
fuck.
torture
She
you.
does.
That's hard as
I
freaking
feel-
fuck. That's what I keep saying, bro.
Yeah, and I
She
feel
does.
really bad a lot of the time. So I try to be as. You can't really be gentle, or else it won't heal properly. You really got to get in there. So yeah, I
Sucks to get tattooed by your style.
She's made me
kind of
cry.
does. I've hurt her really badly before. Yeah, but on nasty
It's
spots.
worth it.
Where?
Aw.
Good.
Yeah.
Where was it tattooed?
The worst one was like behind.
Behind the thigh,
That was
both
nasty.
legs. Yeah,
Was it? What was it on?
like
Ornamental.
Two
huge-
two florals. This was like years ago too, when I like
Color
didn't really know what I was
flowers.
doing. So it
Huge
probably
low.
like hurt you a little more than
Yeah, it
should
was
have,
Traumatic.
worth it.
but teenage
I find any good like color artist,
It has to
fucking
hurt.
hurts. It
Yeah.
hurts.
Yeah.
But it's in there and it's never really needed to be touched up usually, and it lasts.
Yeah, that's true.
My
yeah,
stomach was traumatizing.
mine too. Mine was my absolute worst. It gave me PTSD. Now I go in to get tattooed like a little on edge.
Like, it's,
Yeah.
it's still
Oh,
bright
it's
as shit.
gorgeous though.
JB,
Oh, wow.
James Bond.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
You got color on your
beautiful.
stomach?
No, it's black and gray, but
it's
that guy
spicy.
is heavy as fuck.
She did color on my stomach.
What?
oh yeah.
This girl.
But that was a little softer. I feel like I.
yeah, wasn't too bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I, did a
I feel like I.
Just a little.
It is true though. Like certain styles hurt a little bit more.
It's like whenever I line somebody with my Cuban, I'm like, sorry.
Oh, geez. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then you can like pull like a 9, like you pull a 3, and it just whoop, zip. It's in there.
What do you guys use?
Like machine wise.
Yeah.
I actually just got
Cat
a good
gun.
guy pen.
Good.
Oh
guy?
yeah.
Okay. So good. It's really good. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's a good guy. Yeah.
Perfect.
Good guys. They're good.
Machine.
Yeah.
So I've been using the Quadrant Neutron recently.
Okay.
It's all right.
You guys know the stroke on it or anything like that for the on the machine?
3.5.
3.5.
Yeah, mine you can actually change from a 3.5 to a 4, I think. Yeah, so it's nice. You can change from like doing the heavy lines to the softer
That's
shading.
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty.
You said 3.5 to a 4?
I think so, or I think it's a. Yeah, I think so. I stay at 4 though, because I
Yeah.
love to hurt you.
Stabbing
apparently,
people.
yeah. Apparently, yeah. I really don't though. I really don't like the hurt part. That part's not my favorite.
Is it? I want to do more color because I really love it, or even that opaque gray thing because I find those tattoos look fucking so fucking
Yeah, they
beautiful.
do.
And I just kind of want to bring. I just want to do color, but I tattoo very empathetically. I have my and I don't have trouble hurting people, so I really try to work in one spot and then
Nice.
work like a printer because of that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I just do not like when people are like, I'm like, no, what do we
It
do?
gets to you,
I don't
yeah.
like it either.
For sure. Just wear
But
headphones.
Bacting, I do,
I
but
don't hear it.
fuck them. No, it doesn't help.
You kind of see it.
Yeah, just fucking don't
When I
look
did
at them.
that
So wear a
post-
cap and headphones so
yeah.
you can't really see
Yeah,
them.
fucking
When I
yeah.
did that Post Malone, the girl was crying by the end. Sydney.
Yeah.
Calling her out. It's okay. She tattoos. I can call her out. But she's a nice girl. I didn't even know she was crying. I felt so bad when I found that
Oh
out.
my
But I was like,
God.
bitch, you tattoo. You're sitting here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting this thing done.
Yeah.
Like,
Poor bitch. I actually, you guys use Bactine?
Yeah.
I have it in a wash bottle. I just dump it right in because I find it rather than having to take off the glove. And I'm like, no, and I use it often as I
Smart.
work.
Nice.
And then I find a lot of people, I also have this method too where I just kind of break open the skin a little bit. And then if I'm working in a really shit area, like a nipple, I'll straight up go like this to a nipple and then
Bactine it.
and then Bactine it, let it sit.
You can even use the Bactine instead of soap. That's what I've been doing. Yeah. It's so much easier. Actually, because you actually reduce the swelling on the skin too. So you can see your work better as you work on it, right? So you don't see as much like redness and swelling on the skin. And the clients don't die, obviously.
And they don't die.
It's
But
amazing.
the thing is like with black and gray too, you do the whatever you did there. You know, you do that like or whatever. You do that like, you know, feathery style thing, which works for that kind of like doing this, which is a little bit less dramatic. But color, you just go in. You know what I mean? And it fucking hurts. And I hate that. You know what I mean? Like, I want to do color so bad.
You could
but I'm
just
also
start doing color like that, maybe.
I think if you, because, well, mine, I'm pretty, like, from the get-go, I do like to layer on top. Like, I don't really go too deep immediately. I think if you hit the skin, like, a few times, it's fine. And it also depends on, like, the brand of ink. Like, I use a few really good ones
Yeah, what do
that
you
are just, like,
use?
instantly saturated. I love World Famous
Oh, yeah?
and Fusion. They're really
Okay.
good, depending on the color. Like, some are really good where you just don't have to, like, go too crazy.
I find Dermagol.
That's if I do color, Dermaglow I find is the
Dermaglow.
easiest to work with for
Oh,
me as somebody
cool.
who hates to do color.
Do you guys dilute your color at all? I always have this question.
I don't ask me. That's not a me question. I
Leave
wonder
the
the
chat.
same thing now.
It might vary on the inks, like depending on the ink. Some of it's really hard to get in there.
Yeah.
So if it's really really thick, I'm like, so I have to play with it. But I don't do color all the time. So you'd be better. But if it's really thick and I'm having a hard time, sometimes I'll try to just dip a bit of water.
Yeah, like
in.
even just the white when you're trying to do
I
highlights.
do cut with
sometimes
white all
you'll-
the time. Is that what you say?
Yeah.
White. Cut with white all the time. You'll just dip in there.
No, like with white.
Oh,
Oh,
no, I
like
mean like
dilute
with
the
Oh,
white.
with because it's
do you
like ice
dilute
cream.
your white ink?
A little bit.
Yeah,
Because it's like
sometimes.
ice cream when you put
Yeah.
it in the fucking cup. You know what I mean? It's like
Can't really. That's why I'm like, how do you do color if it's like if all colors are like that?
that's
Do you-
good color though, don't you think? If it's thicker, it's better to be too thick than too thin.
Sometimes it wigs me out. I'm also still learning because I'm, like, a baby. So I guess it is.
I have no idea what I'm talking about either. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So, yeah.
Although I do like what everybody's different input. Like this guy, I keep going back to this guy because I randomly learned so much. Like in your traveling and tattooing, which you learn so much. Like this guy was like, you really got to angle it and go against the grain, and then like run really really slow, and then work slowly, and then it packs really well, and it goes against the grain, and it just packs better. And I was like, fuck, and I learned so much
Yeah.
just from that one fucking tattoo.
It's insane what, like, 1 second of information will do.
Change your whole fucking career.
Yeah,
Did you have any moments technically for both either of you that had like you're like, oh, aha moment technical wise,
Maybe I don't.
like a
I
tip?
don't recall it because like usually when you learn things like that, it just you don't remember you don't remember learning it. It just like stays with you
Yep,
because you didn't try to learn it. It just came to you, right?
just figure it out.
But yeah, I'm sure. By just watching someone tattoo, you can learn so much.
Even just
Like,
feeling them
Yeah,
tattoo
but
you.
just
Wow.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
By just like seeing the way they hold the machine, like it's like you just have to. It's just a matter of watching that and then holding your own machine and kind of like doing your own thing. But then you could kind of feel how it's different by just watching. It's insane.
Even after you tattooed my armpit, the way you hold your pinky when you tattoo, I was like, what the fuck is that? What are you doing? And then I noticed that I was doing that, like, after that. It was like, okay, let me try. And I was like, ah.
Interesting.
Well, just like when you're moving things around, I use something like this to
Kinda
rather than
anchor it.
hover and use my arm and do that. I'll
Yeah,
use
to get
this.
some stability or whatever.
a s-
Yeah.
yeah, a little
for
stability
sure.
point.
Nice.
I
Nice.
noticed
Very
it
cool.
was tickling the shit out of my armpit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like getting tattooed is the biggest learning experience. That's probably the biggest one for me. Yeah. So I look like just a fucking sticker book. Like,
That's me.
Hell yeah. We all
That's hard to
do.
tell right
yeah,
now.
I know, right? But every single person I've gotten tattooed by, like all different styles, I've learned something major. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I do have like a moment when I went to Calgary and I did a guest spot at a private studio with insane artists, and I will mention one because he deserves to be like really well known. His name is Craig Fenrick. He's insane. He's also like Art Nouveau, And yeah, he kind of changed everything for me. That was like the moment I decided to really pursue Art Nouveau. I was kind of thinking about it, and then he just got me so excited about it that, yeah, I was like,
You were
this
like,
is my life now.
That's
Yeah.
fucking cool, though.
Yeah. it's
What's
really
his name?
cool. Craig Fenrick.
Craig.
Yeah, Craig.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd actually be
shit.
like stoked to be. I don't know.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
We're tagging Craig.
I feel like I've
He's
just
the
like
shit.
fangirled too much over like his work and stuff. He's probably, can you just like shut up as well?
Imagine somebody was like shooting you, like, man, you're so amazing. You're like, oh, fuck off. Fuck you, Craig. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll cut that out. Oh, well, anyway. Okay, so dude, you're talking about your styles and talking to the technicality with learning your styles. What's the most challenging part about your styles?
Everything.
People.
I hate all
Oh yeah.
yeah, across the board.
Yeah.
People?
Is it people for you?
I guess big part of it is always people.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Just them sitting or just them trying to design-wise or...
I miss the good old paper sometimes that we used to draw on. No, I'm joking. No, I love people. I guess in our industry, like, you have to like people in order to be able to do this
Sit
for
all
a
day
long
with
time.
people.
You know, we
Yeah.
talk shit, but then at the end of the day, I feel like we feed off of their energy.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. So do you, because I find this, like doing micros because they're smaller, do you have a lot of people who assume because it's small, it's going to be like, oh, half the amount of time?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
realistically,
Sure.
it's like, no, it's actually going to probably cost you more.
Oh, for
because
sure.
It's tiny. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you give a quote, they're like,
Well, what do you mean?
but
It's
it's
gonna be more than an
only,
hour?
But it's
but it's
smaller.
only this big.
Yeah.
Not this big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Bigger
like,
stuff
yeah,
is
but-
easy. If I was to do like little angel faces or
sure,
something,
yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck, it's gonna be the same amount of time as if we blow it up.
Yeah, you get to use tinier needles. And which
Use a
makes it-
35 meg the whole time.
Yeah, no.
Then I'm back
I'm
or
using
something.
like 16 millimeter threes.
Yeah.
And that's
tight.
why it's better to like go a little bit larger.
Yeah.
Because it's essentially the same amount of time and the same amount of money,
Yeah,
right?
it's
So like
time.
it's like that's why I try to get my clients to like maybe go a little bit bigger, so it's better for the tattoo and for me.
Yeah.
So it's like it heals a little better,
Yeah.
right?
Less
Stays
stressful to
there.
follow the stencil.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is for you two at least. Would you rather do when people come in and they want those micros or portraits in general, celebrities or family portraits, which are more intimidating?
Okay, that's well. Everybody knows what Post Malone's supposed to look like. People don't know what your Uncle Jim's supposed to look like.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean? So I feel like there's less stress on it, but it's also like you know what. Well, yeah, no, you know what? I find celebrity portraits would be more stressful for me.
Celebrity?
No.
Family.
I feel like family is a little bit more stressful because it's also very emotional. Like the whole session
True.
is very like half the time they cry because
Oh no, I can't.
They're,
do
they're
you know
already dead.
it's like it's
Probably.
but they're all kind of like very emotional, but when it comes to like celebrity portraits, it's a little bit easier. So they're just like sitting there like laughing. It's just a tattoo, right? But a memorial piece is a memorial piece. Like it has so much meaning to it.
I was
It's like
thinking
so
about it in an
heavy,
emotional
right?
way. I'm, like,
So much
thinking about what am I
pressure.
gonna mess up less?
Yeah.
It's so much pressure.
Well, there's different
I
things
feel.
to stress about, obviously, when it comes to both. But for you, would you, because you don't do a whole lot of like micros, do you like doing them?
Actually, I do. I like to, well, because I'm not like, I don't have that printer brain like you guys have. I do like when somebody does approach me with something, it comes out in my own way. So I recently did like a little cardinal, and it was supposed to be kind of like a small
super
realism,
cute.
but it came out almost more like a little storybook birdie. Like it just looked always a little illustrative, and that's just like
That's
just
great, though.
me. So
Your flavor of something, though.
it's my flavor of something,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but it's so much. It is fun to do. I do like to do it, and yeah. And having watched Nadia do it, I know to like take my time with it, because you again, like somebody who's not used to doing that, you're like, oh, I can do this.
How do I do
Well, there's
this?
shit in half an hour. No. It takes like minimum 3 hours sometimes, I think, to
Yeah,
do.
for sure.
Something so tiny like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I find it satisfying though being able to like sit down and know that you're gonna finish it in one sit, and like if you
Yeah.
feel like you've done like something like almost like equivalent to like I don't know, like a larger project, right? But because it's so much like small detail, but it's satisfying to be able to sit down and get it done in one shot.
Yeah, for sure. That's true.
So, how many tattoos did you fuck up so that you could start not fucking up? How many?
Man.
I don't know. Like
I don't think you
but
ever
when do
fucked
you
up.
stop
Fucking up?
Yeah, when do you stop fucking
Never
up?
stop.
fucking up.
I mean, it is kind of your way of learning. But
Yeah.
also, the client has no idea.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're
They
happy.
They have zero idea, and that's
You
kind
never
of
had
the
like
beauty.
a set client? Like, or you never like walked away from a tattoo and you're like, oh, fuck. Never.
I think I went into tattooing knowing, like, you better not fuck this up. This is why I'm
Don't
so
fuck
stressed.
it up.
I'm such an anxious human. But yeah, I always try to like save it at the end at least. And I don't think I've had like a really upset client. I don't think so.
Me neither.
Thank God.
Good for you.
No, I
suck
guess,
Hey, there's
I
still
guess
time.
I guess it's
Still time
also
to
like
fuck up.
practicing a lot of just simple things.
Oh, yeah.
Because like it depends where you get started. Some studios, shops, they like kind of force you to work a lot and like do a lot of little things, right? So like the more of that you do that, and then you kind of get a hang of the easier stuff. So your chances of fucking up is less,
Yeah, no,
right?
my
So it's a
mentor-
good thing, I guess.
Yeah, I would say.
So maybe
was that what your
that's-
apprenticeship was like then? Was it a bit
yeah,
like
it was
they didn't,
hectic.
like it was
For
hectic?
sure. It was a lot of work. I
okay.
love it. I loved it that way. But it kind of like started me off really strong because I was there all day long, like doing 3-4 tattoos a day. Like it was
Small
a lot.
stuff.
Yeah, small stuff.
Yeah,
of
it was
course.
basically like a street shop. So I didn't know you could say no to a tattoo until like my 3rd year of tattooing or 4th year. Like
Yeah.
until really recently. I didn't know you could say no until I started talking to other tattoo artists outside of my bubble, and they're like, you should say no sometimes.
say no.
Yeah. So I definitely fucked up on people, but always like never to the
Yeah.
point where they knew. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, people are usually happy with
Yeah.
the stuff they get.
Yeah, it's not like monumental
so.
fuck ups. Yeah.
Yeah, no monumental fuck ups. Little fuck ups for sure, where the
You
person
don't have
will come
anything
back
that you
and be
think about
like,
sometimes and you're like, oh, I got chills.
Yes.
You just don't post those.
No.
yeah, I definitely still, some experiences have haunted me to this day for
How
sure.
how do you mourn after you fuck up a tattoo?
Block it out.
You want,
You block the person.
I think time. Honestly, you just need time.
Maybe
and
do a
space.
better tattoo on them.
Oh, God. No, I never
Yeah.
want to see them again. I never want to see that.
Don't just go ahead and lose them as a client.
Yeah.
God, I remember when I like my apprenticeship. Oh man, that was a time. I did Roman numerals on this guy on his trap, and it was just X's and I's. And so I got him to look at it in the mirror. He's fine with it. Then halfway through the tattoo, he's like, "Wait, it reads this way, right?" Flipped upside down. It was like the 10-year anniversary of him being sober. Oh yeah. And
Did he have a drink
stopped
after?
the tattoo, went to my mentor, just started crying. I was like, I don't know what to do. She fixed it. The guy came back in the shop to get it fixed. I hid the whole time. I was like, I don't even want to look at you right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never had like a letter fucked up or a number?
Oh, for sure. I
Okay.
spelled Aquarius instead of Aquarius. Yo, that font? Fuck that font. But it definitely looked like a G instead of a Q.
God.
Yeah, okay, so little fuck-ups like that for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, hands down.
Where they come in like you spelled this wrong or you missed a letter. I like you missed a letter or something. I'm like, cool, we can just pop a letter in
I
there.
missed a letter, yeah. But no, like, nothing like super monumental. I've had someone, actually, what did haunt me, I'll just share whatever, fuck it. After I tattooed this one girl, and I like really took care of her. She was kind of like anxious going into the tattoo, but she really wanted it, and it was something I really wanted to do also. So we spent like a month consulting.
Wow.
I took care of this person, and I was like, yes, we'll appease both. I'll make you happy, and we'll still do my stuff. And we were on like good terms or whatever. But after a 2-day session, I hear from her again like a month later asking for like tattoo removal money from me. She wanted like $6,000. She sent me like a letter, like a very formal email.
What the fuck was wrong?
My heart sank. Nothing was fucking wrong with the tattoo.
Fuck her.
I think she just wanted money. And she didn't end up being that kind, I think. So I don't know if you're
Obviously
hearing this,
not.
like, yeah, because I like really put like my heart and soul into this tattoo. I really wanted to do it, and I wanted her to be happy. And I'm in general pretty like good with my clients. I'm of course like respectful too. So yeah, it like broke my heart. So yeah, that haunts me. There you go.
There
Okay.
wasn't something that was generally like you fucked it up.
So it was kind of a cover up. And I told her like explicitly how cover-ups really do work. I'm like, if you want it truly covered up, we got to blast this shit with something, color or black. She was like, no, I don't mind if the tattoo shows underneath. I just want this, kind of like a blast over, she was talking.
over.
So I did exactly that. I did, and this is tip number 1.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you can't really give in to your clients all the time.
No.
You
Because it's a
really
bad
can't.
idea.
It's so bad.
Super
They don't
bad
know what
idea.
they're doing.
No.
But again, I'm like,
That's a huge that's a huge thing too.
huge one.
Don't listen to don't do what your clients want to do sometimes. It's
Yeah,
a bad
exactly.
idea. And they're not going to like it.
Yeah, if the tattoo's like too meaningful, like you want a bird and a fucking cross and a fucking no,
All
no.
just on your wrist.
Yeah, like this small
Yeah.
on your wrist. No. Yeah, so that was the biggest lesson I learned for sure. Don't
That's a
always
good
listen to your
lesson.
client. Yeah.
It is.
Sometimes you gotta do it to
Reel it in.
to
It's
learn
a really good lesson.
Yeah.
That's a hard one though to do. Like it's hard to communicate with them and be like, listen, this is a bad idea. Because you can't just say that. They're going to be like, you know what I mean?
For sure. And they always forget about the things you tell them when it comes to, like, for example, a cover up. You explain, like, it either has to be a little bit darker or you have to, like, change it. All the stuff that you're trying to tell them, later on, they'll forget that. So I've learned
just
to
be like, "What is
always
this?"
do all my consults on email for that reason, just so I can keep like track of all my conversations. So I don't like to do consults in person anymore because I forget and they forget.
True.
So some of the things I know it's necessary to kind of like for the client to be there, but most of the time it's like so much better than speaking on the phone or just to like kind of have everything written so they can go back and read it. Like this is
fair.
your tattoo has to be a little bit darker if you want to cover this up, just so they know that. Otherwise they forget.
That's fair. Do you do all of your own bookings then? Because you're a private studio.
Oh God.
Bro, you don't pay someone to do that?
No,
Good for
I
you.
like to
Fucking, I
talk to
salute
people.
You like to talk to people?
Yeah, I kind of weed out the weirdos
I
by
love
just
people,
talking
but-
to them.
Okay, yeah, it's true. You
Yeah,
can
just
see
to get a sense of how they are, like how nice they are.
So every day you do that. A part of
Not
your
every
job,
day.
emailing and shit.
I'm actually really bad at that.
Hey, that's why I don't want to
Definitely
handle it.
not every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also like to close my bookings for a while and then just focus on
manage
a little
it?
bit. Yeah, I can't book too far in advance. Like that's just too much.
It's so stressful.
I don't know how artists book in like for like 3 years from now.
Somebody else deals with their stuff for them.
Right,
Right?
but like
'Cause you
3 years, like what if you die?
I was gonna say, what if you want to go on vacation? But
That
yeah, you
too,
can go-
that too,
you
yeah.
can go-
Like a permanent vacation.
Honestly, that's happened. That's happened to somebody I worked with where his client died before they finished the tattoo. It's nuts.
Yeah,
client
I had
died.
a client booked with me, and then her family called, and they're like, "Yeah, we found the card in her wallet. 22 years old, car accident.
No way.
Yeah, drunk driver killed her at noon.
No, I meant
Shit.
like if
Artist.
I die. I didn't mean, I didn't
Wow, that
mean
was heavy.
for people to die.
Yeah, whoa, bro.
No, but I thought that happened too, and I'm like, good
nuts.
thing her parents called, because if they didn't, and she had no-showed the appointment, I would have been sitting there like,
fuck this
fuck
bitch.
this bitch. And then
Yeah,
I
you're
found
a
out she
piece
died,
of
and I would have
shit.
felt like an absolute piece of shit. So now
Yeah.
if somebody no-shows, I'm like, are they alive?
Maybe they're dead.
Yeah.
Probably not dead. They're probably faking COVID.
More times than not.
Did
Do
you
people
notice how,
still
like, a
do
lot of-
that?
Yes, bro. It's cancellation
COVID's
season
done
too,
for-
and they're always like, I've noticed that nobody's grandma's dying this season. It's always fucking I have
It's
COVID.
COVID.
I'm like, oh well, I'm glad no grandmas are dying this year. This past couple years.
This last couple of years. Yeah.
So, what would you include? Like, what should every apprenticeship include, and then what should maybe some things that could be left out?
We had kind of a pretty free apprenticeship, honestly. He really gave us the freedom to explore what we wanted to do. And it wasn't like clean the toilets, wash the floor, respect me. And,
that too.
it wasn't like that actually. So I'm really thankful for that. Because I know some, apprentiships can be really
On
fucked
my
up.
hands and knees, I had to clean out one of the artist's cars.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My very first apprenticeship, actually, before I really got serious about tattooing, was kind of with someone who was like that. But she was tattooing out of her apartment, and she was like, clean my apartment. She was like, sweep my floor and stuff. And then
They had me sweeping the parking lot in the winter. I'm like, what is the point of it?
Not even a part of.
What the fuck did that happen?
Yeah.
You want me to squeegee
That's
the
awesome.
windows in negative degree weather. I'm like, okay, whatever. I
Can you
can't
just
say
go
no.
and suffer, please?
Yeah, like
No.
why do I need to learn this?
As long as you're suffering. Why do I need to learn how to sweep
Yeah.
snow?
No, the
It's
cigarette
hailing
butts
out.
out of the snow.
Oh,
That's what it was,
fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. And you got to use one of those little fucking grabby things. That'd be
No, I didn't get the luxury of that, unfortunately.
So what are the things you might want to include or leave out?
Well, maybe leave out the abuse. That'd be great. The general, toxicity of that old school mentality.
Some people really want to keep that. Some people love that.
Because some people get into tattooing for like a power trip, which
Yeah.
I've experienced actually after my apprenticeship. My apprenticeship was like honestly kind of lovely.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I moved to another shop and I was like, oh, this is fucked up, actually. Interesting. So, but yeah, I would leave that out. I think like an apprenticeship should be like genuine. Your mentor should be genuinely wanting to teach you because it's like a really awesome craft and you should both be passionate about it. And yeah, I don't know.
I was late one day, and the person they put in charge of me, I was late because of a snowplow too.
Jesus.
And
You piece of shit.
and so
your
when I
fault.
got there, he sat me down in front of everybody in the shop and made me cry and made me type out my resume on the computer and said if I'm late again, I'm gonna need it. Oh yeah.
How long was your apprenticeship?
Oh, I was there for a month. I
toxic.
cried every day,
Oh,
and then I
man.
was like, I'm out, dude. I couldn't do it. Lost $5,000.
You paid for it.
You paid for it too?
Well, my parents did. Sorry.
Yeah, but
No,
still.
still. Yeah, that's
Sorry,
yeah.
Deb.
We didn't pay
No,
for
no,
anything.
No, we didn't pay.
Paid in
Tuition
other
fee.
ways, but what's that?
Yeah.
Tuition fee.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
super-
some people
school.
charge. So you guys didn't have to.
It really depends on how much learning is involved.
Yeah.
For us,
Not
like-
much for you.
Yeah,
Granted, nothing.
maybe cut the tuition.
Yeah,
fee part
like
out because I don't want
what
my
I feel
stuff.
like I missed was the like and I'm not knocking like the owner or whatever because he was like genuine about like,
For sure.
wanting to teach us. But I don't feel like I was really like taught certain things, I guess. So yeah.
it's different with everyone. Some artists learn better when they're like free.
Yep.
And some
Yeah.
artists kind of need that
Need to-
structure.
the structure and
So
need
I guess it
guidance.
worked for us, what we had.
Yeah,
Because
'cause-
we
yeah.
were actually free to do whatever we want. Not like that, but there wasn't too much pressure on like,
I know like hovering too much.
For
It was
sure.
like, okay, if
Not
you
too
could bring
intense.
if you can bring in like the skin, yeah, you can tattoo them and just like practice on them. Like I could practice on any friend, on myself.
Huh.
So
That's pretty
yeah,
free.
It was pretty free. Yeah, I know some people are like anti that. I know everybody has an opinion about an apprenticeship.
yeah.
So yeah, so at the very beginning, I was like kind of apprehensive to tell people how I started because most people I knew struggled, and I actually felt bad being like I didn't struggle that much. Like honestly, as soon as I entered,
You felt
that
bad
shop,
for not struggling?
I kind of felt bad for not struggling.
yeah, but like
Too
we still
interesting, eh?
worked hard.
Yeah, it was a
It's just
weird-
like the struggle wasn't there, but it was still
Oh,
a lot
feel
of
bad I
work.
didn't
It
get
was a lot of
abused.
hard work.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot of hard work.
For
but
sure.
because we
But
wanted
because
it for
everyone's
ourselves.
used to the abuse, and we're like, oh, we didn't have
must be
that.
nice.
I mean,
Must be nice.
Yeah, I got a lot of that. Must be nice.
to be fair though, I was really young when I got into it, and I was not taking it seriously, and I think I did kind of need to get my ass kicked. So
Fair enough.
it kind of put me
that's
a little
fair.
bit on
Yeah.
a better path.
Yeah, reel
but-
you in a little bit.
Did it?
I didn't need to get fucking reeled in, but I did. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, like I think that is going away, and I think that's almost like the old school stuff to the new school. Why are people pushing to be like you have to go through some sort of abuse? And that sort of reminds me of like what parents do. It's like, well, I went through
Discipline.
this,
Yeah.
and this is what
Yeah,
I learned from
absolutely.
it. So if they took anything from it, they'd be like, well, I do it because you gotta. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's like, no, you don't. You can teach somebody how to be a really good fucking tattoo artist without having to make them pay for it
I think
emotionally.
you need to teach people how to work hard and not just like abuse them.
Yeah,
I feel
absolutely.
like discipline
Respect.
is nice.
Discipline's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweeping cigarette butts out of a fucking
Not good.
Yeah,
I don't know what
You don't need that.
suffer.
yeah,
Cleaning
yeah.
out people's artist cars. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You won't
Metal.
use that later.
No.
You might.
You know whose car it was too? Kevin's.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
It was fucking Kevin Newman's car.
I did think it was going to be scary going in because I had been getting tattooed for like years before. Like I've been getting tattooed for so long. Like I started getting tattooed when tattooing was still pretty scary. So
Scary.
yeah, and that's why I kind of was afraid to get into tattooing. I was like, these people are going to eat me the fuck alive. I got to wait, get a personality.
How old were you? You're like 25 or something like that?
26.
26,
I was
yeah.
26
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
started, so I was like a little bit more into my own and myself. So I felt like, okay, if somebody did push me around, I'm like, you don't fucking scare me kind of thing. So
I was 22.
yeah.
I was a little fetus.
Yeah, you're a baby.
Yeah, but I remember getting tattooed by like scary fucking dudes and just be like taking it and being like, oh,
That's what it was back in the day.
Yeah.
It was.
It was. I didn't
was
even know.
really
I was
scary.
19 or 20, I think, when I got into it in Ottawa at a super sketchy shop. Oh, fuck. And, oh, fuck. And I didn't even, because I was so young and naive, I was like 19 or 20 years old, and I had just moved to Ottawa, and it was my first tattoo shop other than my small town where I'm from, which still isn't that as scary because it's where I'm from, and it was like the only tattoo shop around. I didn't know anything like that, so I went in, and then my whole world got flipped upside down because it was a fucking journey, brother. But you know what I mean. But I had no idea that it was that. I mean, you got these stereotypes. Everybody that's still kind of there, right? The checkerboard floors, the fucking biker, whatever, right? The hard as fuck, scary tattooy people,
Yeah.
gang
Yeah.
affiliated
Yes, yeah.
drugs, and it was that.
Yeah.
To be fair, but except for the biker stuff, there was no biker stuff. But
I've done the biker stuff.
you're a biker, dude.
No, the first shop that I apprenticed in.
Oh yeah. No.
Thank you.
But everything was very different than it is now.
It's
Like I
very
remember
different.
even when I wanted to get into tattooing, I was at OCAD and I was like painting, and I was like, I never even thought about
Tattoos.
getting like into tattooing because I thought like you had to be part of a gang or something. Like it's not easy to get in, right? They made it like it was a lot harder.
Yeah.
To get into the industry versus now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for sure.
But
So
I
much
find-
easier to get in the industry now.
I find now
God,
it's just oversaturated, and it's like you can pretty much get in wherever you want, but it doesn't mean you're going to be working with people who can
Teach you.
teach you properly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right?
Or that you'll have the skill set to be able to do well, but
Like my mentor, I really like the one that I ended up, not the first apprenticeship that I lasted a month. Like the mentor that actually got me tattooing. I personally don't think she should have been teaching people how to tattoo. Like it's like I don't know.
yeah,
man.
well,
like
there's a lot of people that shouldn't be teaching people how to tattoo, but they do anyway. That's what I think why maybe it is oversaturated and why there's a lot of like meh tattoo artists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's okay.
Yeah,
Fucking live your life. There's nothing we can do about it, really. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for
Just-
sure.
Everybody's just got to try to do better, and that's the one thing that is coming out of that now that it's oversaturated, and it's got to step your game up. Like there's so many artists.
You gotta have something that sets you apart because anybody can do like bug pin 3 script. You know what I mean? You can walk in and get that anywhere. But like
For cheap.
yeah, exactly. And now
Yeah.
you're competing with who's gonna be cheaper, right? But
Yeah.
then it's yeah. Like when I started tattooing, I looked at what people did in the area and what they didn't, and I was like, okay, micro's done. The
Yeah.
next closest person was Toronto. And I like doing real
Toronto.
stuff, so I was,
Tirana. No, I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I said Toronto one time, and you fucking
Oh
made fun of me.
no.
yeah,
Oh no.
Oh no! Why is that?
Toronto.
gay? Is it fucking
No.
Toronto.
It's Toronto.
Toronto?
You're supposed to say it like it's a CH at the beginning.
Toronto.
And no
Toronto.
second T.
No, there's no second.
Toronto.
Yeah.
So it's with a CH and an N.
Yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah.
And an A. All right, cool. Well, whatever. This.
We'll all never say that.
You guys ready for the Would You Rathers?
Sure, yeah.
Cool, because I think we're hitting like 50-some minutes or whatever. So, okay, so Would You Rathers? These ones are fucking weird. Where are they? Okay, we've actually done this one before, but I thought it was really funny. It cracks me the fuck up. Would you rather, every time you do a line or like your needle to skin, you have to do a moan, like a sexual moan, like, hi, or a hot toot every time, Or
hot toot every
Oh,
time.
yeah, for sure.
Hot toot every time. Yeah, hot toot every funny. Yeah.
hot toots are funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Every fucking time.
Different one each
Every
time.
time, man. Every fucking time.
I don't want to be tooting all day, man. I don't want to be
I don't
stinking the
wanna-
whole time. It's just. That's nasty.
Wear a mask, bro.
Can you alternate?
You'd have you can alternate. Can we
You want to do
alternate?
both? You'd rather do both?
No. Imagine it's either fucking or football.
Depends on the client, how chill the client is. I don't know.
Man, can you imagine that happening to you?
But I mean, you could just make,
That's
you could
so
put in,
weird.
like headphones, noise canceling headphones. You can't hear shit. Just,
Yeah.
That's
You
true.
could just be like, just so you know, you're gonna want to wear headphones.
I just think farts are funny. So
Yeah.
but
Can't go
like
wrong.
every line.
Yeah.
I don't have that many line. Wait, every stroke or every
Sure,
line?
every stroke.
Yeah, no, two.
Or after every day.
No, honestly, I don't know. I just had this really bad experience when I got my stomach tattooed. Like, I was that client who was making the weird moaning noises.
Same.
Okay. Yeah.
Same.
Okay.
I was so happy nobody was in this building. What
were you doing?
Oh, good
thank
for
God
you.
we're back here. I was grabbing my face,
Yeah.
scrunching it as hard as I could, and I was like, ah!
Yeah,
Like,
it
just,
helps
like-
to cover your
Oh,
face up.
James would know
Oh yeah.
my noises.
Weird
at
noises.
this point.
Oh,
It
your
was so
fucking noises?
embarrassing because the shop was like full of people, and so like the
making weird
idea.
Deb's gonna love that comment.
So
What
I
kind of
don't
weird noises?
normally. I really
No,
don't
she's
normally.
actually really
I'm really
good.
good at getting. I think I'm pretty good at getting tattooed, but my
Very
stomach was next level.
yeah,
And
you can't get comfortable. There's
Mm-hmm.
no part of it that
Yeah.
it's like a break.
exactly,
No.
you're
Yeah.
just tense and you're like,
it's hard to
moaning came
breathe.
out of me.
Moaning?
yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm triggered at the. I'd rather fart than moan. Yeah.
I'd rather moan. I don't know what it is, but tooting all day. But I'd rather just because I think it'd be funny too to just be like, ah.
Yeah, as long
make
as you
eye
give them
contact.
something to laugh.
or what if the client's really attractive? I'd rather the moaning than the farting.
I guess so. Yeah.
That's
it's all
true.
context,
Yeah,
you
it
know. I
depends
don't
if
know.
That's if you're
How much
single
do I like you?
forever.
How much
Yeah.
do you hate?
Yeah, that's yeah. Can you switch it up on the clients you don't right?
Never come back.
Okay. So the next one too is okay, this is also a really weird one. Is would you rather tattoo content wise only bukkakis or only tentacle porn?
I'm partial
Different
to tentacle
genres.
porn myself. So. Sure. No, not for real. But like as a tattoo, I feel like it's really organic and flowy. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
work.
I think I'd be tired of doing a bunch of dicks because that's what bukkake is.
Yeah.
But maybe that'd be. I've never
be
done a
fun.
sexually
Could
like
be fun.
explicit tattoo before, but I would.
You could there's more variety in that. You can switch up with the amount of people. The scene.
Yeah, that's fair. You can get creative with both, but they're both fucking awful at the same time.
They
right?
are.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to imagine, like,
Either
in my style.
Yeah, you can do
micro
I tattooed somebody I know has my ex's penis tattooed on them. I did a micro penis on it and I used
Just like a micro, like a little penis.
You just did a micro dick?
yeah. And I used
Was it life size?
No.
Shots fired.
I don't like
Don't say
it.
that.
Anyways.
Good answer.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, bukkake or tentacle porn. What one?
Tentacle.
For life.
Oh, for life.
For life.
But all of it seems terrible.
Yes, that's the point.
Yeah.
So does farting or moaning. You were like kind of overly interested in farting right away, which seemed weird. Yeah, that's farting, yes.
I think I just easier at a good toot or a good toot shot.
Have a good day. So you could let her rip, girl.
Yeah, if you're not gonna laugh at like someone blowing ass.
It's true.
It's funnier when it's not for 8 hours straight sitting with them.
Well, yeah.
Oh
Can
my
I do like
God.
a really little? Can I do like a one script? And it's just one.
One long.
Dude. Just one.
What the fuck? I don't know. That would be fair for shorter tattoos. It would be tough all day to do last either of those.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys pick one?
Oh my God, you're still
No.
waiting for us to.
Do you
Oh,
want
yeah.
me to choose bukkake? I feel like I've
I don't
chosen
give a
telekopon.
I
I've chosen telekopon,
You don't
but
have to
you're
people
like,
please me. I'm trying to people please you. You do what you want to do here. This is for the rest of your life.
Tentacle porn. If you
Oh,
want.
tentacle.
Like a
porn.
few
Oh, okay.
times.
Oh, I'm
That's why I'm like, is she trying
like,
to
times. Are you sure? I was hoping to get a bukkake from you. Fuck.
I think I'll do that. I think I'll do bukkake.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah,
That'd be
Because
more
you would
fun.
love to do micro weenies all day.
because they're funny.
At least you get to do portraits,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Because it's a little bit more face oriented.
Yeah.
Just a little.
just a little bit.
More variety.
Yeah. Great. I'm glad that same.
Excellent experience.
And thank you for coming on.
Pleasure. With tentacle porn.
Okay, can we do a second podcast? So I have time to think about it, and then
We'll pick it up from there next time.
Perfect.
sounds
Okay,
good.
cool.
Sounds good.
She checks it every 5 minutes and still shit.
It's gonna haunt you.
I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming all the way out here.
Thank you for having
this.
us.
Thank you
This
for
was
having
a lot
us.
of fun.
It's a
yeah.
pleasure.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Sounds good.
All right. Bye.